Aries, the universe has placed a wand in your hand today, presenting you with the potent and electrifying energy of the Magician Tarot card. This archetype is your cosmic twin flame, a figure pulsating with the same initiatory fire that defines your very soul. The magician stands at the altar of creation, one hand pointing to the heavens, the other to the earth, declaring a powerful truth: as above, so below. He is not just a dreamer, he is a manifester, a channel for divine will made tangible. He has all the tools before him: the cup, the wand, the sword, the pentacle, symbolizing that you, right now, possess every resource, skill, and element necessary to craft the reality you desire. This is not a day for passive wishing or waiting for destiny to knock. It is a day of conscious, deliberate creation, where your thoughts, words, and actions align with a singular, powerful purpose. The magician reminds you that the greatest magic lies not in illusion, but in the focused application of will. You are the spark, the first cause, and today, that spark has the potential to ignite a universe of possibilities. This powerful call to action is amplified and given profound texture by the day's celestial architecture. The Sun and Mercury are traveling together through the expansive, truth-seeking sign of Sagittarius, illuminating your mind with grand visions and philosophical breakthroughs. This is the as-above part of the equation, the big idea, the unshakable belief in what could be. Your words carry the weight of prophecy, so speak your intentions into existence with clarity and conviction. However, your ruling planet, the fiery Mars, is navigating the deep, emotional waters of Cancer. This creates a fascinating and crucial tension. While your mind is soaring in the Sagittarian skies, your core drive is being asked to operate from a place of emotional intelligence and security. The magician's power today isn't about brute force. It's about channeling your immense inner emotional world into a constructive current. Think of it like a pressure cooker. The heat and steam building within you can either cause an uncontrolled explosion or be focused through a narrow valve to power an engine. Your feelings are your fuel. Acknowledge them, honor them, and then direct that potent energy toward the vision Mercury and the Sun are providing. Adding to this dynamic spectacle, the Moon and magnanimous Jupiter are both dancing through the theatrical sign of Leo, putting you and your creative talents directly in the spotlight. This is main character energy, the universe handing you the microphone and asking, "What do you have to say?" There is a palpable desire to be seen, heard, and celebrated for your unique contributions. Yet, a challenging square from Uranus in Taurus warns against performance for its own sake. The breakthroughs that occur now must be grounded in real-world value and a willingness to innovate your relationship with security and resources. Finally, the great teacher, Saturn, continues its long journey through your own sign, Aries. This is the ultimate grounding force, the master craftsman overseeing the magician's work. Saturn ensures that your brilliant creations are not just fleeting fireworks, but enduring structures. It demands discipline, patience, and integrity, transforming your raw, impulsive power into masterful, sustainable strength. In your professional and financial life, this is a day to be the architect of your own success. The magician is the ultimate entrepreneur, the skilled communicator who can sell a vision because they believe in it wholeheartedly. With Mercury and the Sun lighting up your sector of expansion, it's an ideal time to pitch that ambitious project, launch the website, or articulate a long-term career strategy. Don't just think about the next step, envision the entire staircase. Mars in Cancer asks you to ensure your professional ambitions are aligned with your emotional needs and provide a sense of security and belonging. You will be most effective when you lead with empathy and a protective instinct for your team or your work. Use the Leo Moon and Jupiter to your advantage. Your enthusiasm is contagious and can rally support for your cause. When negotiating or making financial decisions, listen to your gut instincts. They are supercharged right now. However, Saturn's presence in your sign demands a business plan. It's not enough to have a brilliant idea. You must have a concrete, step-by-step strategy for its execution. Don't shy away from the detailed work, the budgeting, the scheduling. This is where your magic becomes real and profitable. Instead of seeing discipline as a restriction, view it as the container that gives your immense power, shape, and direction. When it comes to love and relationships, the magician's energy is about conscious co-creation. For those in a partnership, this is a day to actively build the relationship you both desire. Stop waiting for your partner to read your mind. Use the direct, honest communication of Mercury and Sagittarius to articulate your needs, desires, and dreams for the future you share. Mars in Cancer encourages deep, nurturing intimacy and creating a safe emotional harbor for one another. True magic happens when both partners feel secure enough to be vulnerable. This is a day for grand romantic gestures, thanks to the Leo moon, but make sure they are backed by genuine emotional substance. For single Aries, your power of attraction is off the charts. You are radiating a magnetic confidence that is impossible to ignore. However, the call is to be the authentic magician, not the trickster. Don't simply perform a version of yourself you think others want to see. Your true, unedited, passionate self is what is most captivating. Venus in intense Scorpio urges you to seek connections that offer depth and transformation, not just superficial fun. Be clear about your intentions. A magician knows precisely what they want to manifest, and that clarity is what draws the right experiences and people toward them. True love finds you when you are fully inhabiting your own power. Your health and well-being are a direct reflection of your inner alignment today. The magician understands the profound connection between mind, body, and spirit. What you think and feel directly impacts your physical vitality. With Mars in watery Cancer, your emotional state is inextricably linked to your energy levels. Unprocessed feelings can manifest as fatigue or digestive issues. Therefore, your primary self-care practice is emotional hygiene. Instead of bottling up stress, find a conscious outlet for it. This could be journaling, talking to a trusted friend, or engaging in a physical activity that allows for emotional release, like kickboxing or a powerful yoga flow. The Sagittarius influence encourages you to get outside and connect with a sense of freedom and open space. A brisk walk or run can clear your mind like nothing else. Hydration is also key. Drinking plenty of water helps you stay in flow with the emotional tides of the day. Mentally, feed your brain with inspiring and expansive content. Listen to a podcast that teaches you a new skill, or read from a book that broadens your perspective. You are what you consume, and today you are a channel for higher wisdom. Ultimately, the message of the day is one of radical empowerment and responsibility. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are the primary creative force in your own life. The universe is conspiring with you, offering you a stage, a spotlight, and a clear vision. But Saturn reminds you that the magic is in the making, the discipline is in the doing, and the power is in the follow-through. You have the fire of inspiration, the water of emotion, the air of intellect, and the earth of practical application at your command. The question is no longer, can I do this? But what will I choose to create with this incredible power I possess? This is your moment to synthesize your bold Aries spirit with the focused intention of a master. Step up to your altar, claim your tools, and begin. What is the very first tangible brick you will lay today to build the future you so clearly envision? Share your first act of creation in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. As you step forward to wield this creative power, allow your intuition to be guided by the resonant frequencies of the numbers 7, 16, 22, 31, 45, and 54. Embrace the vibrant energy of electric gold as your color for the day, a shade that symbolizes the marriage of brilliant, high-frequency thought with the radiant confidence of pure self-expression. Wear it or visualize it as a reminder that your mind is a powerful conductor of universal energy, and your presence is meant to shine. Taurus, the guiding energy of your day arrives through the profound and structured wisdom of the Hierophant tarot card. This archetype is a mirror to your own soul, reflecting your innate need for foundation, for systems that work, and for the comfort of a well-trodden path. The Hierophant is the keeper of sacred knowledge, the bridge between the heavens and the earth, not through chaotic inspiration, but through dedicated practice, ritual, and time-honored tradition. It represents the institutions we trust, the mentors who guide us, and the belief systems that provide our lives with meaning and a framework. Today, this energy asks you to connect with your inner teacher, to find the sacred in the reliable, and to understand that true freedom often emerges from a deep commitment to a chosen structure. This isn't about blind conformity, it's about consciously choosing a philosophy or a method that has proven its worth, one that allows your spirit to grow safely like a vine on a sturdy trellis. You are being called to be both a student of ancient wisdom and a teacher of your own deeply held values. The cosmic weather today provides a fascinating and dynamic context for this Hierophant energy. The Sun and Mercury are traveling together through the expansive sign of Sagittarius, a placement that might initially seem at odds with your grounded nature. Sagittarius craves boundless exploration and new philosophies, while you and the Hierophant value established truth. This creates a powerful synthesis. The universe is encouraging you to test your foundations, not to abandon them, but to see if they can support a wider worldview. It's a call to take the traditions you hold dear and see how they connect to a bigger picture, perhaps through learning, travel, or engaging with people from different backgrounds. Meanwhile, the moon is navigating the deep, transformative waters of Scorpio, casting a light on the emotional undercurrents of your belief systems. This Scorpio moon demands absolute authenticity, asking you a potent question. Are the rules you follow truly aligned with your soul, or are they just inherited habits? There is a need to feel the truth in your bones, not just to accept it intellectually. Adding a layer of profound stability is your ruling planet Venus, elegantly transiting through Capricorn. This placement is a blessing for you, as it reinforces the Hierophant's message of commitment, long-term value, and building something enduring. In love, work, and finance, the focus is on what will last. Mars, the planet of action, is moving through protective Cancer, urging you to act from a place of emotional security and a desire to nurture what you value most. Your actions today are less about aggressive pursuit and more about defending and cultivating your sacred spaces. This all unfolds under the watchful, compassionate gaze of Saturn in Pisces, which dissolves rigid dogma into a more fluid, spiritual framework. This transit teaches that the most powerful structures are those built on faith and empathy. You are learning to trust the unseen architecture of the universe, a lesson that deepens the Hierophant's wisdom from mere rules into a living spiritual practice. In your professional and financial life, this is a day for aligning with established expertise. Rather than reinventing the wheel, seek out a mentor or a trusted advisor who embodies the success you wish to achieve. The Hierophant's energy favors learning from those who have already walked the path. This could manifest as enrolling in a certification course, studying under a senior colleague, or simply having a meaningful conversation with someone you respect. Financially, the Venus and Capricorn influence strongly advises against speculative risks. Instead, focus on legacy-building activities, contributing to your retirement fund, creating a solid budget, or investing in tangible assets that appreciate over time. This is the perfect energy to formalize agreements, sign contracts that have been carefully reviewed, or join a professional organization that can provide structure and a sense of belonging. Your greatest power today lies not in maverick innovation, but in mastering the existing systems and making them work for you. Think of yourself as an apprentice to a master craftsman. Honor the process, respect the tools, and the quality of your work will speak for itself. When it comes to love and relationships, the Hierophant and Venus in Capricorn speak the language of commitment and shared values. For those in a partnership, this is a beautiful day to discuss the future and reaffirm the foundations of your union. What are the traditions you are creating together? What are the core beliefs that hold you together through challenges? It might be a time to make things more official, or simply to have a conversation that solidifies your shared path, recognizing your relationship as its own sacred institution. For the single Taurus, this energy asks you to become your own Hierophant first. Instead of searching for someone to complete you, focus on clarifying your own belief system and values. What are your non-negotiables in a partner? What kind of life are you trying to build? When you are secure in your own internal structure, you radiate a quiet confidence that attracts individuals who are looking for something real and lasting, not a fleeting romance. The Scorpio moon's influence means that any connection made today must have depth and emotional honesty to survive. Superficiality will feel particularly unsatisfying. Seek someone who is not just a partner, but also a fellow student of life. Your health and well-being today benefit immensely from routine and ritual. The Hierophant's wisdom reminds us that our bodies, like our spirits, thrive on consistency. This is not the day to attempt a radical new diet or a dangerously intense workout. Instead, return to the practices that you know nurture you best. Perhaps it's a gentle yoga flow you've done 1,000 times, a walk through a familiar park, or cooking a nourishing meal whose recipe has been passed down through your family. The act of repetition becomes a meditation, grounding your nervous system. The Scorpio moon also encourages emotional catharsis. Consider practices that allow for deep emotional release within a safe container, such as journaling, breathwork, or a conversation with a trusted therapist or friend. Your mind and body are intrinsically linked, and tending to your emotional depths is just as important as tending to your physical form. Structure is your ally. A consistent sleep schedule, regular meals, and scheduled time for quiet reflection will be your most potent medicine. Ultimately, the message of the day is about finding liberation through discipline and meaning through structure. The Hierophant reminds you that the traditions and systems you uphold are not meant to be a cage, but a cathedral for your spirit. It is within these hallowed walls of commitment, of practice, of belief that you can find the quiet space to hear your own soul's wisdom. The universe is not asking you to follow blindly, but to choose your path with intention and walk it with devotion. You are the architect of your life, building upon the solid foundation of what you know to be true, while the Sagittarian sun encourages you to ensure the windows are large enough to let in the light of new knowledge. You are both the stone and the sculptor, the tradition and the living embodiment of it. What is one piece of timeless wisdom, a simple rule or saying inherited from a mentor or a family tradition that still serves as a steadfast guide in your life today? Share that single, powerful lesson in the comments below, and let us create a collective library of ancestral knowledge. Your journey is illuminated by a path of quiet strength, and your path is marked by the lucky numbers 7, 12, 19, 28, 33, and 45. The color of your day is crimson, the deep red of ceremony, authority, and heartfelt conviction. This color represents the bloodline of tradition and the passionate fire of a belief system that is not just thought, but truly lived. Wear it as a reminder of the power and dignity found in your unwavering values. Gemini. Today, the universe lays a card at your feet, and it is one of the most profound and generative in the entire tarot deck, the Empress. She is the archetypal mother, the embodiment of creation, abundance, and the sensual world. For a sign like you, who lives so brilliantly in the cerebral, airy realms of thought and communication, the Empress is a powerful invitation to come down to earth. She asks you to take all those dazzling ideas, those witty observations, and those intricate mental maps you are constantly building, and to give them form, to birth them into the tangible world. Her energy is not about thinking, but about being, not about discussing, but about creating. She represents the moment a seed of genius, something you have been turning over in your mind, finally breaks through the soil and reaches for the sun. Today is about nurturing, growing, and experiencing the world through your 5 senses. The Empress is the ultimate creative force, and she reminds you that your greatest power lies not just in your intellect, but in your ability to bring beauty and life into existence. She is the patron saint of the artist, the gardener, the parent, and the entrepreneur, seeing no difference between cultivating a garden, a business, or a relationship. They all require patience, loving attention, and fertile ground. The cosmic weather today provides the perfect climate for this Empress energy to flourish. The sun is currently moving through your opposite sign of Sagittarius, placing a massive emphasis on your relationships and partnerships. This is a cosmic mirror, reflecting back to you not just the people in your life, but the parts of yourself you see in them. This opposition, illuminated by the Empress, asks, how can you co-create with others? How can your ideas be made more whole, more abundant, by integrating another's perspective? Your ruling planet, the Quicksilver Mercury, is also an expansive Sagittarius, a position that favors big picture thinking over minute details. You may feel less inclined to get bogged down in data and more drawn to philosophy, vision, and the why behind your actions. While you might feel a bit impatient with the fine print, the Empress encourages you to trust this visionary impulse. The real magic, however, happens where the Moon and magnanimous Jupiter are conjunct in the fiery, expressive sign of Leo. This is a spectacular alignment for creativity, joy, and heartfelt self-expression. It is the universe handing you a megaphone and a spotlight, urging you to share what is in your heart. The Empress's generative power is amplified by this leonine flair, encouraging you to create not just for the sake of it, but to create with passion, drama, and a generous spirit that inspires everyone around you. Venus, the planet of love and value, is in pragmatic Capricorn, lending a serious, grounding energy to your creative and relational pursuits. This ensures your Empress-inspired creations are not just beautiful, but also sustainable. It is the energy of building a lasting legacy, a secure foundation for your abundance. Meanwhile, Mars, the planet of action, is in nurturing Cancer, aligning perfectly with the Empress. Your drive is not aggressive today, it is protective. You will feel compelled to act in ways that defend, secure, and care for your projects, your loved ones, and your own well-being. This is the energy of the mama bear protecting her cubs, applied to everything you hold dear. Adding to this complex tapestry are the outer planets. Uranus, the planet of sudden change, is in your own sign, Gemini, continuing to download brilliant and sometimes disruptive insights directly into your consciousness. The Empress helps you catch these lightning bolts of genius and plant them. Saturn in Pisces adds a layer of spiritual discipline, reminding you that true creation requires both faith and consistent effort. Finally, Pluto in Aquarius is slowly transforming your entire belief system, ensuring that what you create now is in alignment with a future-forward humanitarian vision. In your professional life, this confluence of energies is a call to step into the role of the creative director. The Empress, backed by the Leo stellium, asks you to stop multitasking and focus your considerable mental energy on a single, significant project that you can nurture to fruition. This is not a day for scattering your seeds to the wind. It is a day for tending to the most promising plant in your garden. Your Sagittarian vision allows you to see the grand potential of an idea, and Venus in Capricorn gives you the strategic mind to map out its long-term success. Think like an artist with a business plan. How can you monetize your creativity in a way that feels both soul-satisfying and secure? The protective energy of Mars in Cancer suggests that your best work will come from projects you genuinely care about, ventures that feel like an extension of yourself. Defend your ideas with heartfelt conviction, not just clever arguments. Abundance flows not from chasing every shiny object, but from cultivating the rich territory you have already claimed. Do not be afraid to invest in your own growth, whether it is through a course, new tools, or simply dedicating unapologetic time to your passion project. When it comes to matters of the heart, the Empress's influence is lush and deeply connecting. For those in a relationship, this is a beautiful day to nurture your partnership as if it were a garden. What does it need to thrive? More sunlight in the form of joy and appreciation? More water in the form of deep emotional conversation? More rich soil in the form of shared experiences and security? Venus in Capricorn encourages conversations about the future, building a shared life with intention and commitment. The Mars in Cancer influence makes you more tender and protective of your partner, and in turn, more receptive to their care. It is a day for physical affection, for cooking a meal together, for creating a sanctuary in your shared space. For single Geminis, the call is to embody the Empress yourself. Rather than seeking fulfillment from an external source, focus on cultivating your own inner abundance. Nurture your own creativity, beautify your own life, and find pleasure in your own company. The Empress is magnetic. Her power comes from her wholeness and self-sufficiency. When you radiate this energy of creative contentment, you become irresistible. You attract not out of need, but from a place of fullness. Love finds you when you are already in love with the life you are creating for yourself. Your physical and mental well-being today are intrinsically linked to grounding yourself in the physical world. The Empress is the ultimate antidote to Gemini's tendency to live from the neck up, lost in a whirlwind of thoughts. The most powerful act of self-care you can perform is to connect with your body and with nature. If possible, spend time outside. Feel the sun on your skin, walk barefoot on grass, or simply tend to a houseplant. These simple acts reconnect your electrical system to the Earth's rhythm, calming your often overactive nervous system. Pay attention to what your body is asking for. Does it crave nourishing whole foods? The Empress favors a feast for the senses, so enjoy the colors, textures, and flavors of your meals. This is also a wonderful day for any form of creative expression as a therapeutic outlet. Painting, writing, dancing, singing, anything that allows you to channel the energy of the Leo moon through your body can be incredibly healing, transforming anxiety into artistry and releasing pent-up emotional energy. Ultimately, today is a powerful lesson in alchemy. Your sign holds the gift of the mind, the power of air and intellect. The Empress brings the gift of the earth, the power of tangible creation. Your mission is to merge the two. It is about taking the ephemeral spark of a brilliant idea and giving it the weight, beauty, and substance of reality. You are being called to be both the architect and the builder, the visionary and the gardener. Abundance is not something you chase, it is something you cultivate. By focusing your energy, nurturing your ideas with patient love, and allowing yourself to receive the bounty of your efforts, you step into a profound power. You realize that your thoughts are seeds, and the world is your fertile ground. So, here is a question to carry with you as you move through the immense creative potential of this day. What single, beautiful, or brilliant thing are you ready to stop just thinking about and finally begin to bring to life? Describe it, not with a list of features, but with the feeling it will give you and others once it exists. I would love to hear about the world you are choosing to create in the comments below. As you move through your day, allow the flow of generative energy to guide you, perhaps with a little help from the numbers 3, 11, 22, 38, 45, and 57. Your color for today is emerald green. This is the vibrant, life-affirming hue of a lush forest after the rain, representing the heart of the Empress herself. It symbolizes not just material abundance and growth, but the wealth of the heart and the profound fertility of a creative spirit connected to nature's rhythms. Wearing it or surrounding yourself with it can help ground your brilliant mind and nurture your most precious ideas into full bloom. Cancer. The universe is not sending you a termination notice today, but a graduation invitation. Your guiding energy comes from one of the most misunderstood and powerful archetypes in the tarot, death. Do not flinch at its name. This card is rarely about a literal ending, but rather a profound and necessary transformation. For a soul like yours, so deeply connected to the past and the safety of the familiar shell, the death card is a sacred call to molt. It signifies the end of a cycle, the shedding of an old skin, a version of you that has served its purpose but can no longer contain the person you are becoming. This energy asks you to gracefully release what is no longer viable, an outdated belief, a draining relationship, a self-limiting identity, to make space for a magnificent rebirth. It is the cosmic equivalent of cleaning out your closet to make room for clothes that actually fit the person you are right now. The skeleton on the card is merely a symbol of the essential structure that remains after all the superficial layers have been stripped away. Today is about getting back to your beautiful bones and preparing to build anew. This potent theme of transformation is echoed and amplified throughout the cosmos. The Sun and Mercury are currently journeying through the expansive, truth-seeking sign of Sagittarius, casting a bright, philosophical light on the areas of your life that require this closure. This is not a somber, mournful ending. It is an optimistic release fueled by the vision of a freer, more authentic future. You're being encouraged to see the bigger picture, to understand the why behind this necessary goodbye. Meanwhile, your ruling planet, the Moon, drifts through the boundless, empathetic waters of Pisces, making you exquisitely sensitive to the emotional undercurrents of this process. This placement softens the edges of the death card Severance, allowing you to dissolve old attachments with compassion rather than cutting them with anger. Your intuition is your most reliable compass now, guiding you through the mist of uncertainty. The most significant celestial signature, however, is the potent dance between Venus in Scorpio and Jupiter in your own sign of Cancer. Venus in Scorpio craves raw honesty and deep, transformative intimacy, perfectly mirroring the death card's demand to get to the heart of the matter in your relationships and values. Simultaneously, the great benevolent planet Jupiter, residing in your home territory, acts as a cosmic safety net. It promises that this ending, no matter how daunting it may feel, is divinely protected and is clearing the path for immense personal growth, luck, and emotional expansion. Mars in Leo adds a spark of courage and creative flair, urging you to perform this act of release with dignity and a touch of dramatic self-expression, like the star of your own powerful biopic. In your professional and financial life, this energy demands a fearless audit of what truly sustains you versus what simply drains you. The death card signals the potential end of a job, a career path, or a financial strategy that has reached its natural conclusion. Are you clinging to a role out of familiarity, even though it stifles your soul? Are you holding on to an investment or a spending habit based on an old version of yourself? The Sagittarian influence encourages you to seek work that aligns with your personal truth and philosophy, not just your need for security. This could mean finally closing one business to start another, or transitioning from a corporate ladder to a freelance portfolio that offers more freedom. It's a powerful day to sever ties with scarcity mindsets. Pay off a lingering debt not just as a financial transaction, but as a ritual of energetic clearing. This isn't about reckless abandon. With Saturn in Aries providing a structural backbone, it's about making a disciplined, mature decision to prune the dead branches so the entire tree can thrive. The universe is asking you to release your grip on a predictable income in favor of your true calling, trusting that Jupiter's presence in your sign will support your leap of faith. When it comes to love and relationships, the combination of the Death card and Venus in Scorpio is nothing short of revolutionary. For Cancers in a partnership, this is a day to let the old relationship die so a new one with the same person can be born. This means consciously releasing old resentments, outdated dynamics, and unspoken grievances that have been poisoning the well. It requires a level of vulnerability that might feel terrifying, but it is the only path to a more profound and authentic intimacy. It's the conscious uncoupling from the parts of your partnership that no longer work, so you can consciously recouple on a healthier foundation. For single Cancers, the call is just as potent. The Death card is asking you to finally bury the ghosts of relationships past. You cannot welcome a new, vibrant love into your life if your heart is still a mausoleum for what was. This is the day to delete the old photos, let go of the what-ifs, and release the identity you held in a past connection. It is a powerful clearing of your emotional field, making you a magnetic vessel for the kind of deep, soulful connection that Venus in Scorpio promises and your heart truly deserves. Your well-being today is intrinsically linked to the concept of release. The emotional and psychic weight you've been carrying has a physical component. The Piscean moon encourages gentle, water-based cleansing. A long bath with Epsom salts, a walk by a lake or the ocean, or even just ensuring you are fully hydrated can feel like a profound act of spiritual purification. This is an ideal time for therapies that facilitate emotional release. Whether it's a cathartic journaling session where you write a farewell letter to your old self, a dynamic breathwork class, or a conversation with a trusted therapist. Think of it as an emotional detox. Your body, your home, your sacred crab shell is ready to let go of stored stress and stagnant energy. Gentle movement like yoga or stretching can help you physically embody this release, wringing out the old and creating space for new vitality. Honor your need for rest and retreat as you process these deep shifts. This is not a time to push through, but to surrender to the transformative tide, knowing you are held and supported. Ultimately, the powerful message of the Death card, illuminated by today's supportive astrology, is one of profound liberation. You are being offered a chance to consciously choose your own evolution. Endings are not failures. They are the compost from which new life grows. You are standing at a sacred threshold, letting go of a past that has been both a comfort and a cage. Trust in the process. Trust that what is falling away is making room for something far more aligned with your soul's true purpose. Jupiter's presence in your sign is a celestial promise that this emptiness will not last long. It will soon be filled with blessings, opportunities, and a sense of emotional wholeness you may not have felt in years. You are not losing a part of yourself. You are simply coming home to your essential truth. In the spirit of this powerful release, take a moment to look around your immediate environment. What is one single object you can let go of today that symbolizes the old story you're ready to leave behind? It could be a piece of clothing, a book, a photograph, or a trinket. Decide to donate it, recycle it, or discard it as a physical gesture to the universe that you are ready for your new chapter. What will you choose to release? Share your symbolic act of liberation in the comments below. Your courage may inspire others to do the same. This journey of transformation is guided by the fortunate vibrations of the numbers 7, 13, 22, 31, 40, and 58. Your color for today is charcoal gray. This is not the color of sadness, but the color of fertile ash after a purifying fire. The quiet, neutral space of pure potential just before the first green shoot of new life emerges from the ground. It represents the profound peace that comes from complete surrender and the promise of a vibrant rebirth to come. Leo, today the universe lays a card of profound significance at your feet, the World. This is the final card of the major arcana, a symbol of completion, cosmic unity, and the successful conclusion of a long and meaningful journey. For a soul like yours, ruled by the sun and born to shine, this card resonates with the feeling of a standing ovation after a masterful performance. But this is not about external validation. The World speaks to an internal wholeness, an integration of all the disparate parts of your life into a beautiful, coherent whole. The dancing figure at the card's center, free and unburdened, is a mirror for your spirit today, having navigated challenges and learned lessons to arrive at a state of grace. The four figures in the corners, one of which is the lion, your own symbol, represent the fixed signs of the zodiac, signifying that you have mastered the elements of your own nature and your reality. This day is a culmination, a quiet and powerful sense of arrival where you are finally at home within your own skin, the star of your show, and the entire universe in which it unfolds. This profound sense of integration is both supported and tested by the day's celestial dance. The Sun and Mercury are traveling together in fellow fire sign Sagittarius, casting a wide, optimistic, and philosophical light on your journey. This alignment helps you see the grand narrative, the why behind your recent efforts and struggles. It's the director's commentary track to your life, revealing the themes and foreshadowing you might have missed. However, the true story of the day is written by Mars, the planet of action and desire, which is currently retrograde in your very own sign. This can feel like a paradox. The World card signals arrival, yet Mars retrograde urges you to pause, review, and reconsider your motivations and how you project your magnificent energy. This isn't a time for a grand new offensive, but for a strategic and internal consolidation of your power. It's the final rehearsal before the next big show begins. This energy asks you to integrate your ambition with your authenticity. Adding to this complex emotional landscape, a graceful moon in Libra encourages balance and diplomacy, while Venus, the planet of love and value, resides in the intense, deep waters of Scorpio. This placement forms a challenging square to your sign, urging you to look past the surface of relationships and into the raw, transformative power of true intimacy, a theme echoed by Pluto's long-term opposition from Aquarius, which is fundamentally reshaping your understanding of partnership. In your professional life, this energy advises against pushing a new agenda forward with your usual charismatic force. The Mars retrograde in your sign cautions that new ventures initiated now may need significant revision later. Instead, the world's energy is perfect for bringing long-term projects to a glorious conclusion. This is the day to finish the report, submit the final draft, or hold the wrap party for a successful team effort. Celebrate your wins and, more importantly, acknowledge the journey it took to get here. Financially, this is a time for consolidation and understanding the full picture of your assets and liabilities. Think of it as a personal financial audit, not with a sense of dread, but with the wisdom of a CEO reviewing a successful fiscal year. You have built something of value. Now is the time to appreciate and secure it. This energy supports long-term planning and seeing how all your financial pieces, from savings to investments to debt, form one integrated whole. True wealth today is not about acquisition, but about a sense of sustainable, well-managed abundance. When it comes to matters of the heart, the dynamic is potent and transformative. For Leos in a relationship, the combination of Venus in Scorpio and the World card is a call to a new level of union. The performance aspect of romance must give way to vulnerable, soul-bearing intimacy. This is a day for conversations that go beyond the everyday, touching on shared dreams, fears, and the very foundation of your connection. You have completed a cycle as a couple. Perhaps you've navigated a significant challenge or reached a milestone. The task now is to integrate this new depth into your daily reality, creating a partnership that is both passionate and profoundly whole. For the single Leo, this is a powerful moment of self-completion. The World card is a cosmic announcement that you are arriving at a state of wholeness on your own. This is incredibly magnetic. Your task is not to search for a missing half, but to celebrate your own integrated self. Mars retrograde encourages you to review past relationship patterns, not with judgment, but with curiosity. What have you learned about your own desires and your own power? As you embody this complete energy, you shift from seeking a partner to attracting one who is also whole. Your health and well-being are intrinsically linked to this theme of integration. Your vital, fiery energy, when suppressed or frustrated by a retrograde Mars, can manifest as physical tension or creative blockages. The key is to move your body in ways that feel cyclical and holistic, rather than linear and goal-oriented. Practices like circular breathing, vinyasa yoga that flows seamlessly from one pose to the next, or even dance can help you embody the joyful, integrated figure on the World card. This is less about hitting a personal best at the gym and more about honoring the intricate connection between your mind, body, and spirit. Mentally, this is a perfect day for journaling, specifically focusing on acknowledging how far you've come. Make a list of accomplishments from the past year. Not just the big ones, but the small acts of courage and resilience. Seeing the complete picture of your growth is the most potent form of self-care available to you now. Ultimately, today is a celebration of your journey's beautiful and complex tapestry. The World card, in concert with the planets, reminds you that every triumph, every challenge, and every detour was a necessary thread. You are not just the sum of your successes, you are the integrated whole of your entire experience. This is the source of true, unshakable confidence, a quiet radiance that doesn't need a spotlight because it emanates from within. You have earned this sense of peace and wholeness. Stand in it, breathe it in. You have arrived, not at a final destination, but at a more complete and authentic version of yourself, ready for the next great adventure to begin. What is one personal cycle or chapter, whether in your career, a relationship, or your own self-growth, that you can consciously and gratefully declare complete today, honoring all the lessons it brought you? Take a moment to name it and perhaps share the feeling of its conclusion with us below. Embrace this sense of culmination, allowing it to guide your actions and color your perceptions. Your path is illuminated by the energies of the numbers 4, 11, 21, 30, 48, and 57, each a marker on a completed journey. The color of your day is indigo, the shade of the deep cosmos and inner wisdom. It represents the intuition and clarity you gain when you see the whole picture, connecting your inner world to the vast universe outside. Virgo, the universe presents you today with a card that may feel like a cosmic joke, a direct challenge to your very essence, the Fool. This archetype, number 0 in the Tarot's Great Journey, represents not foolishness, but pure, unwritten potential. He stands at the edge of a cliff, gazing up the sky, not the precipice, with a small bag of essentials and a loyal companion at his side. For you, the master planner and diligent analyst, this energy is a call to release the 5-year plan, to silence the inner critic that demands perfection, and to embrace the profound wisdom of the beginner's mind. The Fool asks you to trust that the net will appear, to take a leap of faith, not into chaos, but into possibility. It is the energy of a system reboot, wiping the slate clean of past mistakes and future anxieties, inviting you to be utterly present in the magnificent, terrifying, and beautiful unknown of right now. This is your permission slip to be imperfect, to not have all the answers, and to find freedom in that very realization. This potent invitation to surrender is amplified by a sky buzzing with expansive and transformative energy. The Sun and Mercury are both journeying through Sagittarius, a sign that favors the big picture over the minute details you so expertly manage. This alignment pulls your focus outward and upward, asking you to trade your magnifying glass for a telescope. Instead of perfecting the next step, you are being encouraged to question the entire map. Are you on the right journey altogether? The moon, drifting through the ethereal waters of Pisces, forms a powerful current beneath this questing energy. Your intuition is your primary navigation system today. That subtle gut feeling, the one you often dismiss as illogical, is actually your most reliable data point. It speaks a language older than words, a truth that your analytical mind cannot compute, but your soul recognizes instantly. This is a day where feeling your way forward is more effective than thinking your way forward, a concept that requires a conscious and courageous surrender on your part. Further complicating and enriching this dynamic is Venus, the planet of love and value, currently grounded in pragmatic Capricorn. This creates a fascinating tension. While one part of you is being called to leap, another is demanding security and a tangible return on investment. This isn't a contradiction, but a call for integration. The Fool's leap doesn't have to be reckless. It can be a commitment to a new, more authentic path. Meanwhile, Mars and Jupiter, both roaring through confident Leo, provide the cosmic courage and luck you need to take that step. They are your celestial cheerleaders, reminding you of your inner strength and creative power. This isn't a blind jump, it's a showcase of your faith in yourself. The ether is also colored by Saturn in Pisces, a transit that speaks of building tangible structures for your dreams. It supports the Fool's journey by reminding you that even a leap of faith requires a place to land. This is your Virgo superpower. You can build the landing pad as you jump. Uranus in Gemini is shaking up your routines and communication, ensuring the path ahead is anything but predictable, while Neptune in Aries infuses your new beginnings with a sense of divine purpose, and Pluto in Aquarius provides the backdrop of collective evolution, reminding you that your personal leap is part of a much larger human story of transformation. In your professional life, this energy asks you to step outside your job description. The Fool's wisdom is not about irresponsibly abandoning your duties, but about innovating within them. This is the day to pitch the wild idea that you've kept in a private document, the one you thought was too out there. It's the time to volunteer for a project that stretches your skills into unfamiliar territory, trusting your ability to learn as you go. You have done the research. You have the data. Now is the time to trust the inspired conclusion that data points toward. Financially, it's a call to invest in something that has no guaranteed immediate return, but feeds your soul's potential. A creative writing course, a spiritual retreat, a tool for a hobby you want to turn into something more. It's about betting on your own becoming, which is the most secure long-term investment you can ever make. When it comes to matters of the heart, the Fool is a powerful liberator. If you are in a relationship, this is the day to break the routine, ditch the scheduled date night, and go on a spontaneous adventure. Have a conversation not about logistics or plans, but about your wildest, most unedited dreams for the future. Allow for a moment of shared vulnerability without a predetermined outcome. It's about being new to each other again. For the single Virgo, the Fool insists you tear up your meticulously crafted checklist for a partner. That list, while logical, may be filtering out the very magic you seek. Be open to connection in unexpected places with people who don't fit your type. The goal is not to find a perfect person, but to present yourself with perfect authenticity, flaws and all, and see who is brave enough to meet you there. It's about leading with your spirit, not your resume. For your health and well-being, the message is to release the obsession with optimization. You are more than a collection of metrics to be tracked and improved. The Fool encourages play. Instead of a timed run, have a dance party in your living room. Instead of a restrictive diet, mindfully savor a food that brings you pure joy. Take a walk in nature and leave your phone and fitness tracker behind. The goal is not to measure your wellness, but to simply experience it. Mental health today comes from allowing your mind to be fallow, to wander without a task. Meditate not to clear your mind, but to simply watch the clouds of thought pass by without judgment. It is an act of radical self-acceptance, embracing your being just as it is in this moment. Ultimately, the confluence of the Fool's boundless faith and the sky's expansive vision is guiding you back to a core truth. Control is an illusion, but trust is a choice. Your greatest strength is your ability to create order, but your greatest wisdom lies in knowing when to surrender to a higher, more elegant order than your own. This is not an abdication of responsibility, but an embrace of co-creation with the universe. You are being asked to trust the process, to trust your intuition, and most importantly, to trust that you have everything you need for the journey ahead, even if you can't see the entire path. The leap is the destination. So, here is your invitation. Identify one small, safe area in your life where you have been overthinking and underacting. It could be a conversation you've been rehearsing, a creative project you've been outlining to death, or a new restaurant you've been meaning to try. What is one tiny, seemingly illogical leap of faith you can take today, guided only by a flicker of curiosity or joy? We would love to hear about the cliff you choose to step off of in the comments below. As you step into this beautiful unknown, carry the supportive energy of these numbers with you: 7, 15, 22, 34, 41, and 58. Allow your senses to be awakened by the color of the day, which is sky blue. This color represents the vast expanse of possibility and the clear, open horizon that the Fool so bravely faces. It is the color of limitless potential and the calm faith that you are always supported, even when you cannot feel the ground beneath your feet. Libra, the universe presents you with a mirror today, and in its reflection, you see the familiar and profound archetype of the Justice. This is not a foreign energy visiting your life. It is the very essence of your soul's purpose, rendered in vivid cosmic color. The Justice card, with its perfectly balanced scales and double-edged sword, speaks a language you inherently understand. It is the sacred geometry of fairness, the unwavering law of cause and effect, and the clarifying power of truth. Today, this energy is not an abstract ideal to be admired from afar, but a living force demanding to be embodied. It asks you to step into your natural role as the ultimate arbiter, not of others, but of your own inner world. The sword represents the incisive clarity required to cut through illusion, self-deception, and the comfortable half-truths you may have allowed to accumulate. The scales are a call to weigh your motivations, your actions, and your words with impeccable honesty. This day is a grand alignment, a moment to synchronize your internal compass with the immutable true north of your own integrity. The celestial orchestra plays a powerful symphony to accompany this theme of cosmic equilibrium. The sun in philosophical Sagittarius illuminates your quest, urging you to seek a truth that is not just personal but universal. It's a call to elevate your perspective beyond the immediate details of a situation and see the larger ethical and moral patterns at play. This expansive solar energy amplifies the Justice's demand for a big-picture understanding of consequence. Simultaneously, a heart-centered moon and an assertive Mars, both blazing through the expressive sign of Leo, insist that this truth must be animated by personal passion and authentic self-expression. Justice cannot be a cold, detached calculation today. It must be a courageous act of the heart, a declaration of what you stand for, spoken with the conviction of a royal decree. This cosmic pairing challenges your tendency to seek harmony by silencing your own needs. Instead, it demands that you find balance by giving your authentic self its rightful voice. Your ruling planet, Venus, travels through the disciplined Earth of Capricorn, adding a crucial layer of pragmatism and long-term thinking. This transit grounds the fiery ideals of Leo and the broad philosophies of Sagittarius in tangible reality. Venus in Capricorn asks, what structures must be built to ensure lasting fairness in your relationships and your values? Justice, it reminds you, is not a fleeting feeling, but a commitment that requires structure and discipline. Meanwhile, Saturn's deep and dissolving transit through Pisces adds a spiritual dimension to the law of cause and effect. It suggests that the consequences you are weighing are not just from this week or this year, but are part of a much longer karmic story. This is about balancing spiritual accounts and understanding that true justice operates on planes far beyond our immediate sight, demanding compassion for the unseen burdens others may carry. Jupiter's presence in nurturing Cancer softens the entire dynamic, reminding you that the ultimate aim of justice is not punishment, but the restoration of emotional security and belonging. True fairness creates a space where everyone feels safe and cared for. This intricate dance of planets transforms the Justice from a simple symbol of right and wrong into a complex, compassionate, and deeply personal call to action. In your professional and financial life, this energy demands a scrupulous review of all agreements and exchanges. The Justice's sword is here to help you cut through ambiguity in contracts, negotiations, and workplace dynamics. With Mercury in straightforward Sagittarius, there is no room for diplomatic vagueness. Speak your truth with clarity and kindness, but do not soften it to the point of being misunderstood. If you feel a professional arrangement is imbalanced, now is the time to address it constructively. This is an excellent day for auditing your finances, not just for errors, but for energetic alignment. Where is your money going? Do these expenditures reflect your deepest values? Venus in Capricorn supports creating sustainable financial plans and structures. This isn't about restriction, it's about building a foundation of integrity that will support your future growth. You are being called to be the CEO of your own life, making decisions that are not just profitable in the short term, but are ethically and karmically sound for the long haul. Remember that your greatest professional asset today is your reputation for fairness and integrity. Uphold it, and you will attract opportunities that are in true alignment. When it comes to matters of the heart, the scales of justice ask for a profound emotional audit. For Libras in a relationship, this is a day for a courageous State of the Union conversation. The goal is not to assign blame, but to co-create a more equitable partnership. Are both of your needs being heard, valued, and met? Is there a balance of giving and receiving, of speaking and listening? The Leo moon encourages you to express your needs from a place of love and self-respect, not demand. Venus in Capricorn urges you to discuss the practical structures of your relationship, the shared responsibilities, the future plans, the unspoken agreements, to ensure they are built on a foundation of mutual respect. For single Libras, this is a powerful time for karmic clearing. The Sword of Justice invites you to cut ties with past relationship patterns that were built on imbalance. It's a moment to take radical accountability for your role in previous dynamics, not to shame yourself, but to liberate yourself from repeating them. Your task is to become the embodiment of the balanced partner you seek. Define your non-negotiables, clarify your values, and commit to upholding them. True love will not require you to tip your own scales into oblivion. It will meet you in the sacred center of equilibrium. Your health and well-being are a direct reflection of your inner balance. The Justice card often points to the intricate connection between mental stress and physical symptoms. An imbalance in one area of your life will inevitably manifest in your body. Today, your self-care practice is about restoration and alignment. Consider activities that directly engage the concept of balance, such as a yoga practice focusing on standing poses, or even a simple walk in nature to steady your mind. With Saturn in the watery sign of Pisces, emotional and spiritual health are paramount. Journaling can be a powerful tool for achieving clarity. Write down a situation that feels unjust or imbalanced, and then write from the other person's perspective. This exercise is not about condoning their behavior, but about using empathy to release your own emotional charge and find a more objective viewpoint. Proper hydration is also key, as it helps flush out both physical and energetic toxins. Your body is a finely tuned instrument. Listen to its feedback. If you feel off-kilter, it's a sign that some aspect of your life, your thoughts, your diet, your relationships, needs to be brought back into harmony. Ultimately, today is a powerful convergence of who you are and who you are becoming. The universe is not asking you to be someone else. It is asking you to be more fully and consciously yourself. Embodying the justice is your superpower. It is the art of making choices, both large and small, that are in perfect alignment with your soul's deepest truth. This is the path to unshakable inner peace, a state that no external praise or validation can grant, and no external criticism can take away. It is the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you have acted with integrity. The double-edged sword is a reminder that every choice has a dual impact, affecting both the world and your own inner landscape. Wield it with wisdom, compassion, and the clear-eyed courage of your convictions. What is one honest conversation, perhaps one you have been avoiding with yourself or another, that could be the first step in restoring a fundamental sense of balance to your world? Take a moment to define what that truth looks and sounds like, and consider sharing the insight you gained in the comments below. As you move through the intricate dance of the day, allow your choices to be guided by the clarifying energy of slate gray, a color that represents impartiality, stability, and the solid, unshakable foundation of truth itself. Let it remind you of the clarity that comes from a neutral and balanced perspective. May your path be illuminated by the lucky numbers 8, 15, 22, 31, 46, and 57, each a marker on your journey toward perfect equilibrium. Scorpio, today the universe lays a card on the table just for you, and it is the potent and enigmatic Wheel of Fortune. This card is a cosmic mirror reflecting your own soul's journey, a profound symbol of cycles, destiny, and the beautiful, maddening unpredictability of life. As a sign ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, you are no stranger to profound endings and powerful rebirths. You understand on a cellular level that destruction is often a necessary precursor to creation. Yet your fixed nature often desires to be the sole architect of these changes, the one turning the wheel yourself. The Wheel of Fortune arrives today to gently, or perhaps not so gently, remind you that you are part of a much larger cosmic mechanism. Its energy asks you to release your white-knuckled grip on the controls and trust the turning. It speaks of karmic patterns coming to a head, of sudden shifts in luck and perspective, and of the fundamental truth that the only constant is change itself. This isn't a passive surrender. It's an invitation to become a masterful dancer in rhythm with fate, to learn when to push and when to flow. The astrological weather today is a perfect storm of intensity that amplifies this message. With both passionate Mars, your traditional ruler, and magnetic Venus traveling together through your own sign of Scorpio, your personal power, charisma, and desire are operating at their absolute peak. You feel everything more deeply, want things more intensely, and project an aura of magnetic control that is nearly impossible to ignore. However, this potent internal alignment forms a challenging square to the great benefic, Jupiter, currently performing with dramatic flair in the sign of Leo. This creates a dynamic tension between your deep private desires and a grander, more public stage. It's a cosmic push-pull between wanting to work your magic from the shadows and a desire for recognition and expansion. This is where the wheel's wisdom is crucial. If you push your will too hard, driven by the ego's need for a specific outcome, you may find the universe pushes back. Simultaneously, the Sun and Mercury in Sagittarius are testing your beliefs, forming a square to the weighty duo of Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. This suggests that your broad, optimistic philosophies are meeting a moment of truth, a reality check that asks you to discern between functional faith and pure fantasy. It's a call to ground your spiritual insights in practical application. The saving grace comes from a brilliant trine between the Sun and Uranus, the Great Awakener. This promises that sudden, electrifying insights and unexpected communications can break through the fog, offering you an entirely new way to look at the situation. A sudden idea or a surprising conversation could be the very thing that helps you adapt to the turning of the wheel, turning a potential crisis into a breakthrough. In your professional and financial life, this energy demands supreme adaptability. The Wheel of Fortune cautions against clinging to a single, rigid plan. The landscape can and will shift today. Your amplified scorpionic focus, courtesy of the Mars-Venus conjunction, makes you a formidable force in negotiations or any task requiring deep concentration. You can uncover hidden details and motivate others with your sheer intensity. However, the Jupiter square warns against overconfidence or making promises you can't keep. Avoid speculative ventures driven by a desire for a quick, dramatic win. Instead, use your power to remain flexible, to pivot like a master strategist when a new opportunity, possibly brought by that Uranus trine, suddenly appears. Your greatest asset today isn't a fixed strategy, but your ability to improvise brilliantly. The universe may close one door only to reveal a far more interesting window you hadn't even noticed before. Stay open and observant. When it comes to love and relationships, the atmosphere is nothing short of electric. For those in a partnership, the conjunction of Venus and Mars in your sign can manifest as profound intimacy and magnetic passion, a day where you rediscover the deepest currents that connect you. Yet, this same energy, squared by Jupiter, can also ignite dramatic power struggles. The Wheel of Fortune advises you to honor the natural season of your relationship. Is it a time for quiet connection or for confronting a long simmering truth? Don't force an outcome. Let the dynamic breathe. True intimacy is found in navigating the turns together, not in trying to steer the ship alone. If you are single, your magnetism is off the charts. You are likely to attract significant attention without even trying. The key is to use this power with awareness. The wheel suggests a fateful encounter is entirely possible, but it may not come in the package you expect. Release your checklist and open yourself to authentic connection. The most profound relationships often begin when we least expect them, turning our world in a beautiful new direction. For your health and well-being, the focus is on releasing and restoring. The intense planetary energy can easily lead to burnout if you don't manage it consciously. Scorpio energy tends to hold stress deep within, and the wheel's message is about flow. Consider practices that honor cycles and encourage release. A dynamic yoga flow, a long walk by moving water, or even a cathartic session with a punching bag can help move the potent Mars energy through your system in a healthy way. Emotionally, journaling can be a powerful tool to process the deep feelings bubbling to the surface. Rather than trying to fix or solve every emotion, practice observing them as part of your inner weather pattern, constantly shifting and changing. Honor your need for moments of profound stillness to balance the intensity. Your well-being depends on your ability to ride the waves of your own inner world without being consumed by them. Ultimately, the message from the cosmos is one of powerful co-creation. The Wheel of Fortune is always turning, a testament to the dynamic, ever-evolving nature of existence. Your immense power, Scorpio, does not lie in stopping its spin or dictating its direction. It lies in your unparalleled ability to dive into the depths of each new cycle, to find the hidden treasure in the darkness, and to emerge transformed and more resilient every single time. You are not a victim of fate. You are its most powerful and insightful student. Trust the process. Trust your own strength to navigate whatever comes. The universe isn't happening to you. It is moving through you, and you have everything you need to master this dance. Think back to a significant turning point in your past, a moment when the wheel turned unexpectedly. What was the hidden gift or lesson that only revealed itself long after the initial shock had passed? Share a reflection in the comments on how an unforeseen change ultimately led to your growth. Your journey today is guided by the energies of the numbers 4, 11, 23, 30, 48, and 55. The color to embrace is royal gold, a hue that symbolizes not just material luck, but the divine wisdom and inner alchemy that turns every experience, good or bad, into a source of profound value and strength. Sagittarius. The universe is inviting you to lay down your bow and arrow, just for a moment, and sit in the garden of your own life. Your guide for this profound pause is the Empress, a tarot card that embodies the very essence of creation, abundance, and unconditional love. She is not a distant queen on a throne, but the fertile earth itself, the source from which all life springs. For you, the eternal seeker and adventurer, her energy may feel like a destination you never knew you were looking for. You are masterful at chasing horizons and collecting wisdom from afar, but the Empress asks a revolutionary question. What happens when you turn that expansive energy inward and cultivate the world right under your feet? She represents the power of receiving, of nurturing, and of allowing things to grow in their own time. Today, she is the reminder that the greatest adventure might not be discovering a new land, but in tending to your own garden until it becomes a paradise. The celestial map of the day beautifully orchestrates this theme of grounded abundance. Your ruling planet, the benevolent Jupiter, is currently journeying through the nurturing waters of Cancer, amplifying your desire for emotional security and a true sense of home. This is not about being confined. It is about building a foundation so strong and loving that it becomes the launch pad for your grandest visions. The moon settles into earthy, sensual Taurus, forming a supportive trine to this Jupiter. This alignment is a cosmic sigh of relief, urging you to connect with your body and the simple, tangible pleasures of life. It's a call to savor your food, enjoy the comfort of a soft blanket, or simply feel the sun on your skin. This is where the Empress's wisdom lands in your physical reality. Meanwhile, Venus, the planet that governs the Empress, is in practical Capricorn, reminding you that love, beauty, and value are not just abstract concepts. They are things you build with intention and commitment. Your creative ideas need structure to flourish. A challenging square between Mercury in your own sign and a disciplined Saturn in Pisces provides the day's central tension. You are brimming with big philosophical ideas, but Saturn demands that you ground them in reality and compassion. It's not enough to speak your truth. You must consider how that truth lands and how it can be woven into a sustainable, emotionally intelligent framework. A brilliant trine between the Sun in your sign and a passionate Mars in Leo provides all the creative fire and confidence you need to take on this challenge, turning abstract visions into tangible, heart-centered creations. In your professional and financial life, this energy asks you to shift from a hunter to a farmer. Instead of chasing the next quick win or jumping from one exciting project to another, the Empress encourages you to plant seeds for long-term growth. What project, skill, or investment, if nurtured consistently, could yield a massive harvest down the line? This is a phenomenal day to review your financial strategy, not with an eye for risky speculation, but for stable, appreciating assets. Consider your work environment. Does it feel fertile and supportive? If not, what can you do to cultivate a more positive and creative atmosphere? Your value is not just in the brilliant ideas you generate, but in your ability to see them through to fruition. The Venus in Capricorn transit supports building tangible wealth and a reputation for reliability. Your Sagittarian optimism, when combined with this earthy discipline, becomes an unstoppable force for creating lasting security and abundance. Think of yourself as the CEO of a thriving ecosystem, where every part supports the whole. When it comes to love and relationships, the Empress's influence is profound and deeply healing. If you are in a partnership, the focus is on nurturing your connection. This is less about grand romantic gestures and more about the small, consistent acts of care that make a relationship feel like a safe and beautiful home. The Taurus moon encourages physical affection and shared sensory experiences. Cook a meal together, give a massage, or simply hold each other without the need for words. Create a space where both of you can be vulnerable and feel utterly accepted. For single Sagittarians, the call is to become the Empress yourself. Stop searching for someone to complete you and instead focus on cultivating such a rich, beautiful, and abundant inner and outer world that you become a magnet for the love you deserve. Radiate self-love, invest in your own creative passions, and take exquisite care of yourself. When you embody this energy of wholeness and generosity, you attract partners who are drawn to your light, not looking to fill a void. True love finds you when you are busy watering your own garden. Your health and well-being today are intrinsically linked to your connection with nature and your own body. The Empress is the ultimate archetype of holistic health. She knows that mental, emotional, and physical well-being are interconnected. Counter your sign's natural restlessness by practicing grounding. If you can, spend time in a park, a garden, or near any body of water. Take off your shoes and feel the earth beneath your feet, a practice known as earthing, which can help regulate your nervous system. Nourish your body with fresh, vibrant, and unprocessed foods, thinking of every meal as an act of self-love. The Taurus moon can heighten your senses, making this a perfect day for mindfulness practices that focus on the body, such as a slow yoga flow, a guided body scan meditation, or simply paying deep attention to the rhythm of your own breath. You carry so much fiery, forward-moving energy. Today, allow yourself to be held, nourished, and replenished by the gentle, steady power of the earth. Ultimately, this day teaches you a new definition of freedom. Your spirit will always yearn to explore, but the Empress shows you that the most profound expansion can happen right where you are. True freedom is not the absence of roots, but the presence of roots so deep and nourished that you can grow in any direction you choose without fear of losing yourself. You are the archer and the garden, the journey and the destination. The universe is not asking you to abandon your quest, but to recognize that the treasure you have been seeking across the world may have been growing in your own backyard all along. By tending to it, you don't just create a life of abundance for yourself, you become a source of shelter, nourishment, and beauty for everyone around you. What single beautiful seed of an idea, a dream, or a desire have you been carrying with you on your travels that is finally ready to be planted in the fertile soil of this present moment? Let us know in the comments what you are choosing to nurture today. As you move through your day, let the vibrant energy of emerald green be your guide, a color that symbolizes the heart of nature, unconditional love, and the magnificent potential of all that is yet to grow. It connects the wisdom of your mind with the deep well of compassion in your heart. Allow this hue to remind you of your innate power to create and nurture. Your lucky numbers for today are 7, 15, 22, 31, 48, and 56. Capricorn. Today, the universe lays a card on the table for you, and it is the most profound and satisfying of them all, the world. This card is not merely an ending, it is a culmination, a grand finale where every instrument in the orchestra plays the final, resonant chord in perfect harmony. For you, the master architect of the Zodiac who understands the value of a solid foundation and a meticulous climb, the world represents the moment you reach the summit, breathe in the crisp, clear air, and see the entire landscape of your journey laid out below. It is the successful completion of a great work, the closing of a major life chapter, and the integration of all the lessons you have learned along the way. This energy is about wholeness, a feeling of being perfectly in place, not because you have stopped moving, but because you have completed a vital dance with destiny. Today is a celebration of your arrival. The cosmic weather beautifully orchestrates this theme of enlightened completion. The Sun and Mercury are both journeying through the expansive, philosophical sign of Sagittarius, casting a golden light of understanding upon your achievements. This is not just about ticking a box on your to-do list, it is about grasping the why behind your efforts. You are being asked to see the bigger picture, the entire tapestry you have been weaving, not just the individual threads. This Sagittarian influence encourages you to find the moral of your story, the philosophical truth you have earned through your persistent efforts. Meanwhile, a proud and radiant moon joins with magnanimous Jupiter in the expressive sign of Leo, demanding a moment of recognition. This is not the time for your typical stoic humility. The universe is giving you a cosmic standing ovation, and you are being urged to take a bow. This is a day to celebrate your wins, big and small, with a sense of creative pride and joy. Let yourself feel the warmth of the spotlight. You have earned it. Your ruling planet, the great teacher Saturn, continues its profound journey through the mystical waters of Pisces. This is the secret ingredient to your success. Your recent growth has not come from rigidity, but from blending your innate discipline with a newfound faith and willingness to surrender to the flow. You have learned that the strongest structures are not always the most inflexible. This placement has taught you compassion and has softened your edges, allowing you to achieve a more holistic and spiritually integrated form of success. Adding to this depth, Venus in intense Scorpio ensures that your connections are anything but superficial. The relationships that have supported you on this journey feel more meaningful than ever, and this sense of completion is a victory you can share on a soul level. Finally, Mars in nurturing Cancer reminds you that the drive behind all this work was to build a place of true emotional security, a sanctuary for yourself and those you love. Today, you can feel the safety and comfort of the world you have built. In your professional life, the World card signals a major milestone. This is the day a long-term project reaches its successful conclusion, a deal you have been working on for months finally closes, or you receive recognition for a body of work you have painstakingly built. The energy supports presentations, final reports, and any activity that involves showcasing a finished product. With the Sun in Sagittarius, your vision is expansive. Instead of immediately diving into the next granular task, allow yourself to brainstorm the next grand chapter. Where does this success lead you? What new mountain range is now visible from this peak? Financially, this is a day of reaping what you have sown. The results of disciplined saving, long-term investments, or a carefully executed business plan may become apparent. It is a moment of realizing the material security that your prudence and hard work have created. It's less about a sudden windfall and more about the deep, satisfying feeling of a well-fortified foundation. Acknowledge this stability and allow it to bring you a profound sense of peace. When it comes to love and relationships, the energy of the world brings a beautiful sense of integration and wholeness. If you are in a partnership, this is a day to look at your partner and truly see how far you have come together. You have completed a cycle, whether it was navigating a challenge, reaching a shared goal, or simply growing into a more seamless and intuitive unit. Celebrate this journey. Venus in Scorpio encourages deep, transformative intimacy, so let your conversations go beyond the surface. Share your vulnerabilities and acknowledge the strength of your bond. It is a day for a deeply felt, shared sense of arrival. For single Capricorns, the message is powerful and liberating. You are already whole. The World card is the ultimate symbol of self-completion. You are not looking for someone to fill a void. You are a complete universe unto yourself. This self-sufficient, integrated energy is incredibly magnetic. Today is about closing the door on past heartaches and relationships that have run their course, not with bitterness, but with gratitude for the lessons learned. You are now ready to engage with others from a place of wholeness, not need. For your health and well-being, the theme of integration is paramount. The World card signifies the harmonious connection between mind, body, and spirit. This is a perfect day to engage in practices that honor all three. With your ruler Saturn in Pisces, activities that blend discipline with spiritual flow are especially potent. Think of a dedicated yoga practice that connects breath to movement, a long, mindful walk in nature where you focus on your senses, or even a form of dance that allows for structured yet free expression. Mars in Cancer points to the importance of nurturing. Your body is the home your soul inhabits, so treat it with kindness. This could mean preparing a deeply nourishing meal, taking a restorative bath, or simply ensuring you get a full, deep night of sleep. This is not about pushing your physical limits. It is about honoring the incredible vessel that has carried you to this point of achievement. Mental well-being comes from acknowledging your journey and releasing the stress of the climb. You have arrived, so allow your nervous system to stand down from high alert. Ultimately, today is a cosmic graduation day, a sacred pause to honor the journey's end and the wisdom gained. You have wrestled with challenges, learned your lessons, and integrated them into the very fiber of your being. Every struggle, every sacrifice, and every moment of doubt has been a necessary step on the path that led you here, to this moment of serene accomplishment. The universe is not just congratulating you on reaching the destination, it is honoring the resilience and character you forged along the way. You have woven together the disparate parts of your life, your ambitions and your heart, your strength and your vulnerability, into a beautiful, cohesive whole. You are the world you have built. Now, as you stand at this beautiful vantage point, take a quiet moment to look back at the winding path that brought you to this summit. What is one unexpected lesson from the climb that you will carry with you into the next new landscape? Let that wisdom become your compass for the journey ahead, and feel free to share your reflections in the comments below. This moment of completion is woven with the energies of fulfillment and wisdom. Your path forward can be guided by the lucky numbers 8, 15, 21, 33, 47, 58. The color of your day is royal purple, a shade that symbolizes the perfect blend of earthy stability and celestial wisdom. It is the color of mastery, spiritual insight, and the profound accomplishment that comes not just from doing, but from becoming. Aquarius. The universe hands you a card today that is both a blank slate and a master key, the Fool. This is not a card of foolishness in the modern sense, but of pure, unbridled potential. Numbered 0, it represents the point before the journey begins, the precipice of a new cycle where anything is possible because nothing is yet written. The Fool is the cosmic wanderer, the innovator, the divine spark who steps off the cliff not out of ignorance, but out of profound trust in the path that will appear beneath their feet. This is your native energy, Aquarius. You are the Zodiac's quintessential fool, always willing to walk a path others deem eccentric, guided by a vision of the future that only you can see. Today, this energy is amplified, calling you to embrace the beginner's mind, to release the weight of past experiences and future expectations, and to simply take the first step into a new reality. The Fool carries a small bag, symbolizing that all you truly need for this new adventure is already within you. The little white dog at his heels is your intuition, your loyal inner guide, nipping at your heels to remind you to stay present and alert, even as your head is in the clouds of possibility. This potent energy of new beginnings is supercharged by a dynamic and expansive celestial arrangement. The Sun and Mercury are both journeying through Sagittarius, the sign of the archer, the philosopher, and the eternal seeker. This creates a powerful synergy with the Fool's questing spirit. Your mind is wide open, your thoughts are geared toward the big picture, and your spirit yearns for adventure and higher meaning. This is a day for asking what if and truly believing in the answers that emerge. However, adding a layer of profound depth to this optimistic energy is the Moon, submerged in the transformative waters of Scorpio. This isn't a frivolous, lighthearted leap. The Scorpio moon demands that your new beginning comes from a place of deep emotional truth and psychological rebirth. You are being asked to face a shadow, to release a pattern of self-sabotage, or to finally alchemize an old wound into a source of power. This is the inner work that clears the path for the Fool's external journey. Your ruling planet, the revolutionary Uranus, is electrifying the mutable air of Gemini, flooding your mind with brilliant, unconventional, and paradigm-shifting ideas. This is the source of the divine inspiration propelling you forward. Meanwhile, Pluto, the great transformer, continues its slow, epical journey through your own sign, reminding you that this single day is a microcosm of a much larger personal and collective revolution you are undergoing. The tension and the magic lie in how you ground this boundless energy. Venus in pragmatic Capricorn asks you to build new structures in your relationships that have lasting value, while Mars in intuitive Cancer insists that your actions be aligned with your deepest emotional needs for safety and belonging. This isn't a reckless leap. It's a soul-aligned, intentional step into the unknown, backed by the creative confidence of Jupiter in Leo and the disciplined courage of Saturn in Aries, which teaches you the profound strength required to start anew. In your professional and financial life, the Fool's energy is a direct invitation to innovate. Your Uranian mind is sparking with solutions others can't yet fathom. Do not dismiss the idea that seems too out there or ahead of its time. The Sagittarian influence encourages you to pitch that wild project, to apply for the role that feels like a stretch, or to begin the business plan for a venture that serves a higher purpose. This is a day to network, to share your vision with a wide and optimistic audience. Financially, the Fool cautions against being careless, but champions calculated risks based on faith in your own potential. This might not be the day to invest your life savings on a whim, but it is the perfect day to invest a small amount in a course that expands your skills, to purchase the domain name for your dream project, or to start a future fund for an adventure you wish to manifest. The Scorpio moon urges you to examine your deep-seated beliefs about money and success. What limiting belief are you ready to release so you can step onto a new path of abundance? True wealth today is the freedom to begin again. When it comes to love and relationships, the Fool asks you to shed old roles and scripts. If you are in a partnership, this is an opportunity to see your partner with fresh eyes, as if you are meeting them for the first time. Release the history of petty arguments or unmet expectations and connect with the soul you chose to journey with. The combination of Venus in Capricorn and Mars in Cancer suggests that the most profound act of faith you can take is to build a new level of emotional security and commitment together. It's about taking a shared leap, whether that means having a conversation about a future you've both been afraid to voice, or simply choosing to approach your dynamic with a renewed sense of wonder and playfulness. For the single Aquarian, this is a powerful cosmic reset. Let go of the ghosts of relationships past. The Fool's journey is a solo one at first, and today is about falling in love with the freedom of your own path. Be open to connection from unexpected places, but your primary goal is not to find a partner, but to become so authentically yourself that the right energy cannot help but be drawn to you. Your magnetism is at a peak when you are unabashedly, joyfully, and curiously exploring your own world. Your health and well-being are intrinsically linked to your sense of freedom today. The Fool walks lightly, unburdened by stress. Where are you carrying unnecessary weight in your body or your mind? The Scorpio moon highlights the power of catharsis. This is an excellent day for practices that release stored emotional energy. A dynamic yoga flow, dancing wildly in your living room to a favorite song, breath work, or even a session of journaling where you let everything out without censorship. Physically, break your routine. If you always run, try a long, aimless walk. If you always lift weights, try a dance or martial arts class. The goal is to move your body in a new way, to shake up stagnant energy and reawaken your cellular intelligence. This is about trusting your body's wisdom. Are you tired? Rest. Are you energized? Move. Let go of rigid rules and schedules and allow your physical experience to be as spontaneous and intuitive as your mental one. This practice of somatic freedom is the foundation for the great leap you are about to take. Ultimately, today is a grand cosmic permission slip to begin. You stand at the threshold of a new chapter, and the entire universe is conspiring to push you gently forward. The Fool's journey is not about having all the answers. It is about falling in love with the questions and trusting that each step will reveal the next. The blend of Sagittarian optimism, Scorpionic depth, and your own Uranian genius creates a perfect storm for a magnificent new dawn in your life. You are being asked to embody courage, not the loud, boisterous kind, but the quiet, profound courage it takes to trust yourself and the universe. You have everything you need in that small bag on your shoulder. The path is not clear, and that is the whole point. The magic is in its creation, with every faithful step you take. So look at the blank page that is your day, your week, your life, and consider this. What is the one tiny, illogical, joy-driven first sentence you are willing to write today, trusting that a masterpiece will follow? Share the story of your first step in the comments below. Your leap could inspire another to take their own. As you step forward on this new path, you are guided by an unseen current of fortunate energy, and your journey may be illuminated by the numbers 4, 11, 23, 30, 47, 52. The color to envelop yourself in today is electric yellow, a shade that captures the blinding flash of a brilliant new idea and the optimistic, sun-drenched road of the adventurer. It is the color of mental clarity, joyful curiosity, and the spark that ignites the entire journey. Pisces. The universe lays a card on the table for you today, and it is the formidable and clarifying energy of justice. This isn't the cold, blindfolded figure you might imagine from a courthouse statue, but a living, breathing principle of equilibrium. Justice holds a double-edged sword, symbolizing the power of truth to cut through illusion, and a set of golden scales, representing the delicate and constant act of balancing a life. As a soul who swims in the vast oceans of emotion and intuition, the sharp clarity of this card can feel both bracing and necessary. It is a cosmic invitation to step out of the mist, to see situations, relationships, and yourself with profound, unvarnished honesty. Your innate empathy often leads you to absorb the imbalances of the world, but today is about restoring your own inner equilibrium. Justice speaks directly to the cause and effect nature of reality, a universal law that governs even the ethereal realms you so naturally inhabit. Every thought, action, and intention is a weight placed upon those scales, and today you are being asked to witness the results with clarity and compassion. The celestial architecture of the day powerfully supports this theme of divine accounting. The sun, blazing through philosophical Sagittarius, illuminates your search for a higher truth, urging you to connect your daily actions to a grander personal code of ethics. This isn't just about what is fair on a societal level, but what feels authentically right in the core of your being. This quest for truth is given a grounded, pragmatic voice by Mercury's transit through Capricorn. Your thoughts are not scattered. They are structured, logical, and seeking tangible outcomes. This is the energy you need to analyze contracts, have difficult but necessary conversations, and build a solid foundation based on facts, not just feelings. Meanwhile, the Moon and Mars are both holding court in passionate, expressive Leo, creating a potent tension. While justice calls for impartiality, this fiery duo demands that your truth be seen, heard, and validated. There is a deep need to express your personal sense of what is right, to stand in the spotlight of your own integrity. This may manifest as a powerful creative urge or a dramatic but clarifying confrontation. The key is to channel this expressive fire through the objective lens of justice, ensuring your actions are rooted in principle, not just ego. Adding a profound layer of emotional depth, Venus glides through the intense waters of Scorpio. In matters of the heart and finance, superficial arrangements will not suffice. Venus in Scorpio demands all-or-nothing honesty, loyalty, and a willingness to explore the shadows to find true value. This energy amplifies justice's call for truth, insisting that fairness must also be felt on a soul level. It's a day for radical honesty about what you truly desire and what you are willing to give in return. The great benefic, Jupiter, residing in nurturing Cancer, reminds you that justice and compassion are not mutually exclusive. True balance is achieved not through cold calculation, but through a deep, heart-centered understanding of everyone's needs, including your own. Perhaps the most significant influence is Saturn, the great teacher and lord of karma, continuing its journey through your own sign of Pisces. This is a multi-year process of giving structure to your dreams and dissolving what is not spiritually sound. Today, the Justice card acts as a direct report from Saturn, showing you exactly where you have built solid structures and where your foundations are still dissolving sand. It's a moment of profound accountability, a karmic check-in that is ultimately designed to set you free. In your professional life, this cosmic alignment calls for a meticulous review of your energetic and financial balance sheets. With Mercury in Capricorn, it's an ideal day to examine contracts, renegotiate terms, and clarify your professional role and its responsibilities. Are you being compensated fairly for the energy and talent you contribute? The scales of justice demand an honest answer. This is not a time for vague hopes or passive acceptance. Use the Sagittarian Sun's courage to speak your truth and the Leo Mars's confidence to advocate for your worth. This may involve having a direct conversation about a raise, clarifying the scope of a project, or even making the difficult decision to leave a situation that is fundamentally imbalanced. Financially, it's about becoming the conscious arbiter of your own resources. Track your income and expenses not as a chore, but as a mindful act of bringing order and clarity to your material world. This isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. Every dollar is a unit of energy, and justice asks you to direct it with intention and integrity. In the realm of love and relationships, the combination of Justice and Venus in Scorpio is a potent catalyst for truth. For those in a partnership, the scales are asking for an honest evaluation of the give and take. Are both partners feeling seen, heard, and respected? Is there an imbalance in emotional labor, support, or personal freedom? Today encourages a conversation that cuts through politeness to the heart of the matter. The goal is not to assign blame, but to co-create a more equitable and therefore more intimate and sustainable connection. For single Pisces, Justice turns the sword of truth inward. It's a day to sever ties with past relationship patterns that no longer serve you. What karmic loops have you been repeating in your search for connection? Be radically honest with yourself about what you truly need versus what you have been settling for. It's about setting clear standards rooted in self-respect, ensuring that the next person who enters your life meets you on a plane of mutual honor and equilibrium. Your well-being today is intrinsically linked to the concept of balance. Justice's scales are a perfect metaphor for homeostasis, the state of internal stability your body and mind constantly strive for. Where have you been pushing too hard or neglecting your needs? Look at the balance between work and rest, social engagement and solitude, physical activity and stillness. With Saturn in your sign, your body may be particularly sensitive to long-term imbalances, bringing chronic issues to the surface for you to address at their root cause. This is a day to make a conscious choice that restores equilibrium. This could be as simple as drinking more water to balance your body's hydration, or as profound as scheduling a therapy session to balance your emotional state. Practices that engage both sides of the brain, like mindful walking, yoga, or even playing a musical instrument, can be incredibly centering, helping you integrate the day's clarifying energies. Ultimately, this day is a gift of clarity. It is an opportunity to see the elegant and undeniable mathematics of your own life, the direct line between your choices and your circumstances. This is not a judgment, but an empowerment. You are not a passive victim of fate. You are an active co-creator with the universe, and today you are being shown the receipts. You hold both the sword to cut away what is false and the scales to weigh what is true. Embrace this power with grace and courage. Use the day's potent energies to make a decision, speak a truth, or take an action that brings your inner and outer worlds into greater harmony. This act of balancing your own life is your most sacred responsibility and your greatest source of freedom. Take a moment to look at the central relationship in your life, whether with a partner, a friend, a family member, or even your career. Where does one scale feel heavier than the other? Without blame or judgment, what is one single truthful word you could speak today to begin restoring the balance? Share the feeling that word evokes in the comments below. Your journey is illuminated by the lucky numbers 11, 19, 23, 30, 47, and 58, which resonate with themes of intuition, balance, and structured growth. The color of your day is royal blue, a hue that embodies the wisdom, truth, and clarity of justice, encouraging you to speak and live from a place of profound inner authority.